Okay, we're at Westview Cemetery, Palatka. We're coming in the back way. This is the newer section. The reason why we're coming in the back way is because I've started at the front and worked my way back so I could see and photograph some of the things I wanted to highlight. And that's how I know this is the newer section. The cemetery is a mid to early 19th century cemetery. It is most known for containing the remains of Seminole War vets, Civil War vets, both Union and Confederate, as well as some UCT or USCT. Excuse me. Also, let's see, Hubbard Hart, I think is the guy's name. He was the founder, owner, operator of Heartline steam boats, the river boats, which was quite the deal at one point here. So there's some interesting, as there always is, some interesting, as there always are, I should say, some interesting stones. One in particular that I saw. Here's somebody that died in 1856. Two people died in 1856. In a week of each other. Must have been a disease. You couldn't turn around back in those days without being susceptible to a disease. It's part of the natural selection process. This is probably, well, I can't say it's the most interesting, but for me it's the most interesting stone here. Certainly the most intricate. Some pretty differing ideas of what you find interesting, but I found this very compelling. I think this is really cool. Died in 1913. Dear precious mother, at rest with Jesus. And here's the Hearthstone. This has been jacked with. I don't know why or how. I doubt it was nature, but someone has messed with this. I don't know why they would, but that's another question. And Hubbard L. Hart in 1895 at 70, almost 70 years old, 68 years old, looks like 69. But he was one of the big movers and shakers in this area back in the day. Here's an interesting site, and I'm not going to say anything about this. I'm sworn to silence from now on in that regard. But anybody that sees that knows what I'm talking about without my having to elucidate on it. And I saw several instances similar to that. You got a neat little kiosk in the middle. That's obviously new. The lights are on. Must be enough clouds in the sky to warrant the light being on. Palatka is still a very rural area. We're not very far from Jacksonville, but on the other side, we're very far from anything else. Here's another one. This is William Mickler, CSA. And that's another UCV UDC cross. Starting to get a little rain here, might have to pull it in. Here's another one. Interesting. Ruth Hanley Sorrels. 92 to 72. I don't know how that would come into play. Maybe that was misplaced. But there's supposed to be 40 Rebs and 20 Federals in here. Where were the Seminole War era, I should say, not Seminole War, Seminole War era vets? I saw them earlier. Benjamin Calhoun. I think they're over here. I think they passed in 1841, which would have been in between the two wars, the First and Second Seminole War. Palatka was a major supply depot for the Army. Captain J.R. Stevenson, 7th U.S. Infantry, died at Palatka, 1841 at 40 years old. Surgeon U.S. Army there, and no date on that one. T.B. Gannett, 7th U.S. Infantry, Palatka, 30 October 41, 24 years old. So died within a month of one another. We're interred here. Oh, the 20s, 50s, nothing any older than that. That's a newer section over there. This is a classic setting with the oak trees. This is classic Southern. Love it. This is a crypt, a family crypt. It's pretty interesting. Mother and father. She died 10 years before he did. It must have been a very long 10 years. It's like they lost a son. They predeceased them both. And here's, looks like a grandson, his son. Lived till 1969. See any markers on this one? Now the stones have been ripped away. The markers have been ripped away. So you got a little bit of a blend of new and old here. Palatka was at one time the largest city in Florida. It was because of the influx of supplies, deep port settlers, etc. But eventually people spread out from this area, not far from St. Augustine. I'm guessing probably about 20 miles downriver. Could be wrong about that, but I don't think it's any more than that. Here's a Fed soldier, Fowler. Looks like the whole Fowler clan is right in through here. spite of proclivities, he did his duty on his country call as he saw fit. I thought I read somewhere where this was a very ornate cemetery. I haven't seen a lot of the ornateness yet. Well, I mean, I've been all through the thing. I would call it ornate. I'd say it's classic. It's not any better or any worse than any place else as far as cemeteries are concerned. Here's another mistake that they've made, so we can see what we're looking at. Infant children. There's an old boundary marker. Pretty cool. Looks like the Kaiser Mann family. That's a German. Obviously both names are German. So if you're a cemetery person, quote unquote, and you're out in this way, it's certainly worth a stop over. I don't see anything in here so far that's in danger. And like I said, I've been through the whole thing. So you never know what's going to trigger. Cochran. Seems like I saw that name earlier somewhere else. Oh, here's a Spanish-American vet. Died in 1954. Wow, he was almost 100 years old. 96 years old. 94 years old. Wow. 4th Regiment, Tennessee Infantry, Spanish-American War. Born in 1860. Right before the Civil War. Died after World War II. That life sure spanned a lot of time and saw a lot of changes. I won't say improvements, I hate that word in that context. One man's improvement is another's destruction. Palatka, the city of the murals, of the town of murals on the St. John's. For most people, a way stop. Here's a USCT. Pretty cool, no dates, anything of that nature. These are the Finleys. Bunch of generations of them. Oh, dentist. Huh. Outstanding. Outstanding. What you see over there on the other side of the fence is the Catholic cemetery. This is another USCT. Again, same type of just get out of here. Basic military marker. Nothing ornate or fancy or overly informative. I like when they do these old brick borders. And they obviously at one time had them stuccoed with just regular limestone type concrete. What was available to them back in the day. Here's another USCT. I think they said there were 13 of them in here. I could be wrong about that. They did list a number, but I don't recall the exact number. It just seems to pop out in my mind as being a number. Oh, I couldn't figure it out at first. Now I get it. These hooks held chains. Makes sense. So this little plot would have been chained in. Company KUSCT, more USCT. Somebody needs to do away with these bushes. So whatever plot family this was or is, it's there's a pew, and there's some pews. There's two pews. This was at one time chained in. A little chain ran across there. I thought this was cool. Picture of this earlier when it came in. Gone but not forgotten. I like it. It has a ring to it. Alright, we're gonna step over here and go down to this last one here. I don't recall if I saw what this was. Oh, there's two of them. Okay, good. USCT. Oh, yeah. Two of them here. Or one. Yeah, two. Two. Very cool. So out of all the UCTs that are in here, I bet I've seen half of them, 2/3 of them. Very cool. UCTs are not regular USCTs. I keep saying UCTs. USCTs are not just because a person served in that outfit does not necessarily mean because of the poor record keeping that he would have been given a marker stating that he was USCT. So it's pretty cool to see this, because there was a separate distinction back in the day. And it's a separate designation, so it's very cool. Very cool that they had that separate distinction. All right, we're gonna head out. Oh, it's kind of interesting. I didn't see that before. I like that little whatever it is. It's kind of a bird. Maybe it's supposed to be a dove. It's pretty neat though. Got me. I like it. Alright, I'll get a shot of the sign up here. And we're going to pack it in. Oops. I'm sure I shook a little, but I don't think it's as sloppy as it usually is. And there's another one. Okay, here we go. Westview Cemetery of Palatka. There's another one, East Oak Hill Cemetery. And we're not going to see that this trip. It's a little further down the road. And I'm going to concentrate the time I have left otherwise. So for now, we're gonna shut this bad boy down.